Hey, I'm Warren. I didn't know how to start this, but here it goes. I moved into my college dorm last fall, and that's where I met my roommate, Jake. Honestly, at first, everything seemed normal. He was chill, outgoing, loved parties, had friends everywhere, and honestly, it was hard not to like him. We shared a lot of interests: music, gaming, even some classes overlapped. At first, he was the classic life of the dorm. Always laughing, always talking, always somewhere at some party. I was just the quiet guy in the corner, but somehow we clicked. Everything seemed fine. Then, after a couple months, things got weird. Jake started acting paranoid. He kept looking over his shoulder, got jumpy over nothing, and started keeping all the lights on in our room 24/7. I asked him if he was on something, like drugs, but he swore he wasn't. He said he was trying to make the school pay extra for electricity or some nonsense about sleeping with lights on being healthy. It was strange, but I tried to shrug it off. Then came the cameras. One day I came back and he was setting up a camera pointing out the window. I asked what he was doing and he started mumbling about catching that stupid bitch and how he needed to watch the woods across campus. He looked almost panicked, yelling at me, saying nobody believed him, talking about a white woman following him. I didn't understand a word. After that, he left for 2 days without telling anyone. When he came back, things got even stranger. His stuff was gone, completely wiped. Bed sheets, posters, books, his desk, all gone. It was like he'd vanished. I tried calling him, texting him, but nothing, no reply. Faculty wouldn't tell me anything. People on campus shrugged it off like I was overreacting. I even messaged his mom on Facebook, which only made her worry. I went to the police, but they laughed. He's an adult, he can leave if he wants. That was it. I felt helpless. That's where things started to get really heavy. I wanted to find him, to make sure he was alive. I didn't know what was real anymore. I didn't know what to do next. Jake was gone for days, and the fear was creeping in. I kept checking his stuff, hoping to find a clue. Then, one night, I heard whispers coming from the hallway. I froze. There was no one there. Or so I thought. The whispers grew louder. They were like a woman's voice, soft but sharp at the same time. He's mine. He can't escape. My heart was racing. I grabbed a flashlight and went to the corridor. Everything looked normal, empty, silent. But the air, it was different, heavy, cold. Suddenly, I saw shadows moving against the wall, fast, slithering. I tried to call out, but my voice wouldn't come. I felt like something was watching me, studying me. I ran back to my room, locked the door, and sat trembling. That night, I didn't sleep. The next day, the college was acting strange too. People seemed off, smiling in weird ways, whispering to each other, looking at me like they knew something I didn't. I went to the cafeteria, tried to eat, but the food tasted wrong, metallic, bitter. I couldn't understand why, but my stomach turned. By evening, I found a note slipped under my door. It read, "Stop looking, or you'll disappear too." I tried to ignore it, but the dread was unbearable. That night I heard it again, the whispering right outside my door, and then scratching, slow, deep, something scraping the wood. My flashlight barely worked. I wanted to run, but my legs felt frozen. I barely slept that night. When morning came, Jake was standing outside my room. He looked pale, hollow, his eyes empty. He didn't speak, just stared. Then he turned and walked down the hallway, disappearing into the shadows. That's when I realized whatever had taken him was still here, watching, waiting, and now I was part of it. I couldn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I could hear it, that chittering, clicking sound, like something crawling just out of sight. I kept my flashlight on, even though the dorm hall was lit. I tried telling myself it was paranoia, just the stress of Jake disappearing. But deep down, I knew it wasn't. Around 2 a.m., I heard the soft creak of a door across the hall. My heart stopped. The sound wasn't just normal wood creaking, it was deliberate. Slow, deliberate footsteps. I froze, listened. Then I heard a whisper, almost a hiss, coming from the dark corner near the stairwell. Why are you here? I grabbed the baseball bat I kept under my bed and crept toward the door, every nerve screaming. Nothing. Just the hallway, stretching, empty before me. I told myself I was imagining things, but then a shadow flickered across the wall, too fast to be human. I ran to Jake's side of the room. His laptop was still there, open, as if waiting for me. The screensaver was gone, replaced by a series of photos, blurry, dark images of a figure standing at different points in the dorm hallway. One photo made my blood run cold. It wasn't blurry. She was there, just standing, watching, eyes glowing faintly in the darkness. I slammed the laptop shut. My hands were shaking. That's when I heard the sound again, a faint scraping, like nails dragging across the floor. I turned slowly, and there she was, half in shadow, half in light, pale skin almost glowing, hair long and tangled, eyes. I couldn't even describe her eyes. Too wide, too empty. She tilted her head like she was amused, but there was no humor in it. I swung the bat. She moved too fast, almost teleporting, and I missed by inches. The sound of my own heartbeat was deafening. I backed into the corner, trying to think, trying to remember anything Jake had said about her, any clue, any way to fight this. Then I remembered the cameras. I ran for them. Maybe if I could record her, I could understand, maybe even see a weakness. I grabbed one, aimed it toward her, and she vanished. Just like that, no trace. The chittering stopped. The room was silent, almost peaceful, but I knew better. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. I stayed in the corner with the bat, watching shadows, listening. Morning came, but the relief didn't. Every creak, every flicker of light made me jump. I knew she was here, somewhere, watching, waiting. I checked Jake's laptop again. There were new notes I hadn't seen before, typed in his frantic handwriting. She's everywhere. I can't escape. Every reflection, every corner, she's there. I think she's feeding. I don't know what she wants, but I can feel it. Watching. Always. I realized then that I wasn't just scared for myself. I was scared for everyone else in this dorm, for the students, the faculty, anyone who came into contact with her. I had to warn them, but how? Who would believe me? Who would act before it was too late? Then I saw it. Another photo. This one taped to the wall. A photo of me taken last night. She had been in my room while I slept. I hadn't noticed. I ran to the stairwell, thinking I could escape, but the hallway stretched endlessly before me. Every door, every corner, just shadows. I was trapped in some kind of loop, and then I felt it. That icy grip, like her fingers brushing my shoulder. I spun around. Nothing. But the whisper came again, this time inside my head. You shouldn't have come back. I ran blindly down the endless hallway, my heart pounding so hard I thought it would burst. Every door I passed seemed to twist, change, like the dorm itself was alive, reshaping to keep me inside. The chittering started again, louder this time, echoing from every wall, every corner. I reached the stairwell, hoping for the exit, but the steps stretched infinitely, spiraling down into darkness. I hesitated. Something cold brushed my face. A whisper this time, clear and close. You can't leave. Not yet. I spun around, bat raised, but she wasn't there. Instead, I saw reflections in windows, in the glossy floor, in the metal handrails. Hundreds of her staring back at me. Every reflection slightly different, moving independently, always watching. I realized then that this wasn't just a haunting. She wasn't bound by walls or doors. She was everywhere, inside the dorm, inside me, feeding off fear. And then I heard Jake screaming, not from the stairwell, From inside my head, his voice twisted, broken. Run, run, Before he could finish, a shadow lunged from the darkness. I swung the bat again, finally hitting something solid. A scream echoed, and for a moment, everything went silent. I opened my eyes. She was gone. The hallway looked normal. The morning light was streaming in through the windows. I was alone. I collapsed on the floor, shaking, sweat pouring down my face. The laptop was still there. I picked it up. The screen showed a single message, typed in letters that weren't there before. This isn't over. I didn't stay to argue. I ran out of the dorm, not looking back. I left everything behind. My room, my stuff, even the bat. I didn't care. I just needed to escape. Outside, the campus looked normal. Students walking to class, birds singing, the sun shining. Nothing seemed wrong, but I knew better. I had seen her. I had felt her. She was patient. She waited. And I knew, deep down, she would be back. I never went back to that dorm. I never checked on Jake. Some things are better left alone. But sometimes, late at night, when the wind howls through the trees, I hear it, the faint chittering, whispering, calling my name, and I know she is still out there, watching, waiting.